Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna draw a jellyfish. So I started off by saving this picture from Pixabay. We're gonna choose that screen size canvas just so it fills up the whole screen. And I'm gonna go ahead and add the photo from my pictures right there. And this is the first layer, but what I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and add a new layer, and I'm gonna put it under this reference picture. So once that new layer is under the first one, I'm just gonna go ahead and color fill the background, and you can color match or choose your own color. Then we're gonna go ahead and add a new layer above the background, but still under the jellyfish reference picture. So I'm gonna choose kind of like a dark purple violetish color for the first part, and I will be using the inking pen to make the general shape. So that's over here on the very top of the brush list, and I chose the technical pen to start. I'm just gonna use it kind of at a medium size at maximum opacity. And I'm gonna eyeball and kind of mark where each part can go up to. That's what those funny looking lines are. And I'm gonna draw that first reference and go over my little markers, kind of like a connect the dots. Color fill the whole thing purple. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding different shades of pink with the spray paint now. And we're just gonna work our way to a lighter pink as we go inside the top. We're just gonna, kind of make it here and there so it can give the illusion that it has light coming out of it. Kind of ease into the lighter colors there. I'm gonna use the smudger to kind of blend it all out. We don't want to smudge them too much, but you can smudge them a little bit because anyways, the jellyfish is giving off some light. And then we're going to go to our last color, which will be white, and that's just for the brightest part of the light. Make sure you keep your tones in there, a few of every shade of pink, so it can look like a gradual light coming through and not like, boom, it's a light bulb under the water. And you can basically use a white or a super light pink for this. And once we have these little details in, then we're gonna go ahead and take a lighter pink and we're gonna switch to the luminescence brush right there and the light pen. So it's a long line that will be super shiny and bright, and it'll look like a line of light, hence the name, light pen. And we're just gonna outline that right there, and you can go ahead and kind of smudge those edges, and we're gonna do the same thing on the different parts of the inner part of the top of the jellyfish. I am adding a new layer. I should have done the bottom one on a new layer too, but yeah. Anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and do that here. And I ended up spray painting over it a little bit, but it's basically just the idea to kind of make it look like it's glowing. And I'm just gonna do that around the bottom as well. And we're gonna smudge those too with the blender. Just smudge them a little bit so the light looks a little bit more natural and not like it's super bright. And I'm just going zigzag on that top one so it doesn't look too bright, because the bottom one is a lot brighter. And then that top light is blue. So we're going to use kind of a blue color with the same light pen, and we're just going to go over the outline. We really want this one to be right on the jellyfish because it's going to be the jellyfish glow. We're just going to smudge it all the way around. And once we have that smudged, we can start adding the final details to this top part. So that's going to be getting kind of a light pink, and I'm moving it closer to red so that you can kind of add a warmer tone. I'm not going to use red, but just a hint of it in the pink. So kind of like that, just a light pink. And I'm just going to go over the jellyfish very gently. So I'm just going to do that a few more times, just kind of adding a pink, using the blender to mix the spray paint. There you go. And once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and start with the bottom. I'm just adding a light pink there, kind of making the light brighter, and it should be almost done. And that right there is just blending by using the pen a little bit lighter and then going over it with the actual blender. So I like doing a little bit of both because sometimes the blender does drag the color, which will be taking advantage of that function. Later on in the painting, we're going to drag a lot of color with that blender. But right now we're just kind of adding any highlights, any extra light, and blending away. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a new layer right here on the very top. So the new layer that we made is going to be for the bottom of the top. And it's basically going to be kind of a shadow of everything that's going on up there. And this should be the final touch. To go kind of around like that and kind of making a little shadow. Now it's time to clean up our canvas and to move on to the tentacles. Go ahead and make a new layer, and we're going to put it over the first solid color but under the light, and it's going to be those tentacles. We're going to go to the inking and the technical pen that we used for the first one, and we're drawing these squiggly lines and we are connecting them so we can use the color fill. We're going to make this line thicker. We're not going to fill it in completely, and we're going to smudge to fill it in a transparent style. I started smudging this and I thought it was such a nice effect, kind of like the Aurora Borealis, I think that's how you say it. The Northern Lights, basically. It reminded me of the Northern Lights and I loved it, and I just did it to all of the tentacles and it looks so pretty. So we're just smudging all these tentacles. Once we have the pink ones, we're going to do the blue ones. So we're going to add a new layer. And remember, we're going to keep these lines closed as well so that when we're done with them, we can go ahead and use the color fill. we're gonna smudge all of these tentacles a little bit and kind of just make it blend in. And we're gonna do that again over here. So it's like the light is flowing and it's so satisfying. Oh my goodness. So now we're adding another layer under the blue. So we have pink layer, blue layer, and now another blue layer, but this one is for the skinny tentacles. Now we're going to add another layer that's going to go over this last one, and we're adding a clipping mask to be able to add some pink to it. So we're going to select our hot pink and a spray paint over here. Anyways, we're using that luminescence brush again to add highlights to the tentacles, and we're just gonna draw in random spots to add some light, especially here with the tentacles coming out of the jellyfish. And we're gonna blend those edges, not necessarily the whole light, but just the edges. And then you might want to make sure you don't leave too much space between the light and the tentacle. Like you see that's way too much space. I messed up. So yeah, add more light. Make it brighter, shine bright, and voila, there's the jellyfish. And we're gonna flip it, and yeah, that's it for this one. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.